So on this problem, we are they want us to solve for y. Let me, here, I'll just write that over here. Well, solve for y. I'll squeeze it in. Solve for y. They want us to solve for y. So how do we solve for y? Well, step number one, whenever you have fractions with an equal sign, you know what to do first. You multiply both sides, well, all the terms on both sides, I should say. All the terms on both sides by the LCD over 1. Okay, now what's the LCD? Well, it's the denominator. What's under the bar? Only this, huh? 6 minus y. That's the only thing, that's the only bar. And so that's the only thing under a bar. And whatever you do to one side, you have no choice but to do the same thing to the other, huh? We good there so far. So here's the equal sign, the separator. Okay, and then step 2. Oops, wrong mode here. We go step 2. Cancel Genomes. So these guys will cancel. So what are we left with? This side, it's x and 6 minus y equals y. So far, right, whenever we have fractions, what do? We multiply all the terms on both sides by the LCD over 1. The LCD, the only denominator in this problem is 6 minus y. So you multiply both sides by 6 minus y over 1, and these guys cancel. Now on the other side, we're just going to go ahead and multiply through there. So we get 6x minus xy equals y. All right, so it's nicer now. There's no more fractions. But now, remember, from the beginning, they want us to solve for y. So how are we going to solve for y? Well, notice something with me. Y is here and it's here. So we got to be careful. When y is in 2 places, what do you got to do? First, get the y's on the same side. So first off, you got to get the y's on the same side. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to come over here and do the opposite, right? That's how we get rid of something, right? Is we do the opposite. These will cancel, you see. Bring down the 6x, and the other side will be y plus xy. See how the 2 y's are on the same side now? So one more time, we're not done. We have two more big and important steps, but when the y is in 2 places, let me write when y is in 2 places, first, get the y's on the same side. So if the y's are on, here's the equal sign. If the y's are on opposite sides, see how these were opposite sides? This y and that y were on opposite sides of the equal sign. We don't want that. We want them on the same side. So then get rid of one of them on one side, right? Dude, what's the opposite of minus xy? It's plus xy. Got to do it to both sides. You got to keep the balance. And that gets rid of it. So now they're both on the same side. It doesn't matter, right side, left side, whatever. That's just a quicker, easy way to get them both there. Just leave the 6x on the other side. Now, second, we're still trying to get y alone, and it's still tricky. Second, factor out the y, meaning y like with parentheses. So in other words, this is going to become y, parentheses, leave the 6x over there, nothing much going on with him. Oops, let me put in my wall here. Continues to exist. Anyway, so what's going to be in here? 1 plus x. Do you see that? Y times 1 would be y, and y times x would be xy. That 1, a little tricky. It's easy to miss that. You see how we have to have that? Because if we were to multiply, it needs to go back to the way it was before. So you got to put in a 1 and an x, because y times 1 is y and y times x is xy, right? So we factored out the y. And now, third and last step. Third step, divide by the parentheses. So you just divide by that 1 plus x. Divide by that 1 plus x. And cancel, cancel. There it is. Y is alone. What do we have? 6x over 1 plus x. You don't need the parentheses on the bottom anymore. Can you cancel those x's? No, because added, subtracted items cannot be canceled. So we are done right there. That's the final answer. We got what we do? We got y alone, which is what they wanted from the beginning and was certainly not easy. So that's a tricky one. Let's recap on that one. So what do we have to do when we have fractions first off? Well, we always multiply by the LCD over 1 and then cancel it out. So we get to this, multiply through, but then the real trick became right here when we had the y's on both sides. What do you got to do? First, get them on the same side. So added xy to cancel that out. Got the 2 y's on the same side, then factor out the y with the parentheses, and then divide by the parentheses on both sides. That's how you get y alone when it's in 2 spots like that. So there we go.